Hello everyone, I'm Arunabha Bose, a scientific editor at MethodsX. Today I'd like to talk to you about how you can write or review a manuscript for MethodsX. So the topics we'll cover today are what is in scope for the journal, how to write a MethodsX article, sections of an article at MEX, submitting a manuscript, reviewing a submission, take-home messages and useful links. And we're also happy to announce that the journal will have an impact factor from June 2023. Please feel free to visit the journal homepage where we'll have more details about this soon. So, MethodsX is a multidisciplinary open access journal where all published articles are freely and permanently available online so that anyone, anywhere can read and build upon this research. The articles are short and templated. All submissions to the journal must follow the provided template. And we provide templates for three kinds of articles. Please note that any text in blue throughout the presentation indicates an embedded link. So now going through the article types that we have. Firstly, we have methods articles. These must describe new methods or modifications to existing methods, and these can come from any subject areas. Then we have protocol articles. These also describe new methods or modifications to existing methods. However, these must be solely from the life or health sciences. And lastly, we have a new article type at MEX where we provide, which is a review article. And this is where we invite authors to provide an overview of the methodological information in a specific topic. So, to put it simply, at MEX, we publish short templated articles that describe novel scientific methods or protocols or useful modifications to these existing protocols. And the articles must follow the template and include evidence of the efficiency of this method or protocol and or comparison with existing practices. All MEX articles undergo an initial quality check, only after which they are sent out for an independent peer review. Moving on to the next part of the presentation, let us now go through the main sections of an article at MEX and the differences between different article templates. You can find more information on how to complete each section by actually downloading these templates. So starting with a methods or protocol article, for these articles, we start with an abstract, and this should provide an overview of the novel method or its customization. Maximum length is 200 words, and it should not include references. Next, we have a graphical abstract, which should summarize the contents of the article in a concise pictorial form. Then we have the specifications table where you can actually include details that will help classify the manuscript and include details such as the name of the actual method, if any. The next section is the method or protocol details. This is the main section of the methods article, and this section has no word limit. You are free to include as many details, figures, or tables as would help replicate the method. And what is essential is that no results or discussions are allowed in this section. Then we have the ethics section, which is based on guidelines that every author at Elsevier must comply with. Then we have the credit statement, which is necessary for acknowledging each author's contribution to the manuscript. And then finally, we have the references section, where we allow a maximum of 25 references. Then moving on to the sections in a review article. Here again, we start with the abstract. which must provide an overview or an outline of the method or protocols under review. After which we have the review highlights section, where you can include details of the value of this review briefly. Then, as before, we have a graphical abstract which can help explain the method, and then a specifications table. What is different here is that in the methods or protocol details section, this section is where you should evaluate existing knowledge of the approach or the methods under consideration. You can also discuss limitations and propose modifications to the existing methods or protocol under consideration. And the next, finally, we have the ethics, the credit statement, and references can go up to 100 references for a review article. Here you can see screenshots of the different templates to give you just an idea of what they look like. For more information, please visit the Guide for Authors page that you can find here with this link. Now that we've discussed what an article at MEX looks like and how you can write one, let us move on to how you can actually submit an article at MEX. So after you've downloaded your template of choice from the journal homepage and completed all of the sections, you can go to our online manuscript submission system called Editorial Manager, the link for which you can find here, and then you can upload your manuscript as a doc file. Now, continuing on the journey a manuscript takes after submission, MEX follows a single blind peer review process, and manuscripts are sent out to reviewers by handling editors. If you would like to become a reviewer for MEX, please feel free to register at the Elsevier Reviewer Hub. As a reviewer, please be mindful that MethodsX articles are descriptions of methods and protocols that are reviewed based on the following criteria. Does the description of the method or protocol make sense? Do the authors adequately explain its utility to the community? Is the method or protocol for generating data adequate? And is the method or protocol well documented? Is it reusable? Is it reproducible? Is it easy to follow? And lastly, a comment on where does the value of the article actually lie. As we have different article types at MEX and each of them must be reviewed differently, let us move on to the differences between reviewing a methods article versus a review article. Now, for method or protocol articles, the review must focus on different aspects, value of the method or its reproducibility. Whereas for review articles, it's important to discuss the importance of the topic and the scope of the review. Secondly, for a method or protocol article, no discussion or results are allowed. So the method validation details can be included, but apart from that, we do not have a results section. Whereas for review articles, it's important that the review must comment on the author's understanding of the most relevant methodological advances in the field. Thirdly, are there serious flaws or unsound methods that invalidate the study or make it unpublishable? This is important while reviewing a methods article. Whereas for a review article, it's important to discuss limitations in the field. Are there limitations that have not been covered by the review article? If there are some, please make a note of the same. For a methods or protocol article, if additional experiments are required, we usually recommend rejecting a manuscript and inviting the authors to resubmit after they've addressed those additional experiments. Whereas for a review article, it's important to include comments on the style, the flow of the writing, and the presentation of the review article. In closing, please remember that MethodsX publishes detailed templated articles that describe methodological advances. It contributes to open science and improves reproducibility by making methods, protocols, and the associated research more discoverable. Submitted manuscripts must follow the provided template, and the method or protocol should be well documented, for example, reproducible and reusable as much as possible. And manuscripts can only be submitted via Editorial Manager. You can find some useful links here for the journal homepage, the guide for authors, Editorial Manager, our manuscript submission system, manuscript templates, how to register as a reviewer, how to conduct a review, and a tutorial for reviewers. Thank you for watching. I hope this presentation has demystified the article submission and review process at MEX. Please do write to mex, me@elsevier.com in case of any questions.